Hey everyone, welcome to Papa's Workshop. Do you have that last minute Christmas gift that you need to do for the artist in your family? Well, here's an idea right here that's going to be able to solve your problem, and you can do it with scrap wood, no special tools, and it'll take you about an hour to do. Let me show you how I put this one together in record time. Now, before you say anything, yes, I could have done it on the CNC machine, and in the future, I think I may do another one and set it up to cut it out on a CNC machine. But this one today, this one is going to be made simply with some very basic tools, and it still took less than an hour to make. Now, this project, I did not measure a single thing, but just to give you an idea, this art pencil holder is about 7 inches tall and roughly about 14 inches wide. And as far as the angle, it's sitting at roughly about a 60-degree angle. Again, nothing was measured, and I just took and eyeballed everything to make this quick little stand. But I think it's going to work out real good for the artist and the family. I grabbed a couple of pieces of plywood from the scrap bin, and I did not measure it. But as far as the angle at the bottom, I set the table saw at roughly 60 degrees. And again, just a guess. You can actually set the angle, really anything that works for you and the artist in your family. Now I'm using 2 pieces of plywood because I wanted to have the holes to be able to hold the pencil a little bit deeper than that 3/4 of an inch. So I'm using a 1/2 inch piece of plywood and a piece of the 3/4 inch piece of plywood. Now the plywood, the 3/4 inch one, is the smaller of the 2 pieces. So I use the wood itself to be able to set up the fence, to be able to cut the 1/2 inch plywood the same dimensions. Again, like I said, there is no tape measure here. So that gives me the correct length. As far as the height was close enough. I just went with it. It's within about a 1/16 of an inch. Could I have cut that off? Yeah, I could have, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. And this is how it's going to sit. With these 2 pieces of wood cut at that angle, that's going to be able to keep the pencils up at a nice angle and easy to be able to reach during the drawing process. I need to make some little feet so that this will stand up. And I used the miter gauge set at the same exact angle, and I just cut 2 little small triangle pieces. So you cut one, and then you can just flip over the board, cut it straight, and you have your 2 pieces. Again, there was no measuring at all needed. So all I did, just lined up the saw blade to that tip, and that was the line that I wanted to be able to use to get the same size little small triangle. And then I cut that one. That gives me my 2, and that's all I need for the project. So how is this going to go together? Well, I'm going to glue the 2 pieces of plywood together, and then I'm going to put these 2 little triangle braces on the back side, and that's really it. It's not going to be any more complicated than that. And I think this will work real well. With a little bit of glue and a couple little nails, that's going to hold everything together. But first, we need to be able to get some holes set up. And to do that, we need to be able to measure the size of the pencils. And wouldn't you know, the pencils are different sizes. And I decided to be able to show you dimensions in metric as well as in inches. So you can decide what you want to do. But quite frankly, measure your own pencils to get the actual size. And then I decided to use the largest diameter to be able to drill all of the holes. So I can measure this. That's going to be 9/32. This one, 19/64. Let's go pick out a drill bit. Granted, I could use all types of different ways to lay out the spacing for the holes, but rather than try to use anything fancy, I just use the width of this particular ruler as my guideline. And I literally just put the ruler down on drew one line and then just moved it over. And I think this ruler is about 1 inch wide. Didn't even measure it, but this is going to be the layout that I use for this step. And once I finished all the way across going in this direction, I just rotated it and drew the lines again. And the ruler was a little bit short, but that's okay. It was close enough. And again, I set up and did exactly the same thing. And that created the grid that I needed to be able to have the proper alignment to drill the holes into this piece of wood. And here's a quick look at the finished grid pattern. And I think this is going to work just fine. It's evenly spaced, and I now can drill all the different holes. It's time to glue the two pieces of plywood together. And I just spread out a little bit of glue on the back piece of the plywood. And again, it doesn't take much because I'm going to use 4 little brad nails to be able to hold it while the glue dries. In essence, those will be the clamps. But a little bit of glue will go a long ways on this. Now put the piece of plywood down and just shift it left or right. That's the only way that I'm going to spread the glue. And that should be fine. The most important thing is to line up this bevel. I want that nice and smooth so it sits flat on the table. Now these nails are simply an 18 gauge 1 inch long nail, and I just put one in each corner. Now I'm nailing this in on the back side. So this is the 1/2 inch piece of plywood, and of course that 1 inch nail will go into that 3/4 inch plywood with plenty of holding power, and there's no chance of it coming through to the front. So this was a perfect way to be able to do it, and a good sized nail for this job. Setting up the drill press was real easy. I established the correct depth that I wanted to be able to drill through the 3/4 inch plywood and about halfway through that 1/2 inch plywood. I had the fence lined up so it's perfectly lined with the holes that I want to be able to drill, so I can just drill, slide it over, and just keep right on going, and that will give me good alignment. Could I do that without it? I could just simply use the grid work and accomplish the same thing, but this just gives a little bit more accuracy to be able to use the fence. And with the first row done, I can simply spin this around and I still have the perfect alignment, and I can do this second row without any changes in my setup. With the second row now almost finished, the only thing I'll need to do is adjust the fence back 1 inch, and I'm ready to drill the holes for the next 2 rows. And I'll continue this process until all of the holes are drilled into this board. And believe it or not, I think this process would actually be quicker than doing it on a CNC machine. The only difference is I would be able to do other activities in the shop rather than just this repetitious work of drilling one hole after another after another. I have a very small drill press, and this board is actually bigger than the table of the drill press itself. So at one point I got to where the fence no longer would work. So I set up a makeshift fence on the side to be able to do the same exact thing. Use that as a guide, and I could still slide the board right down and drill all the holes. And now that all the holes are drilled, I need to soften this edge. I don't want that real sharp edge on the top of that wood. So I took a 90-degree V-bit, put it into the drill, and just lightly drilled into the holes. And that softened the edge very nicely to be able to create the hole that I wanted to be able to have. It's time to add the feet, and yes, you're going to put glue onto this, and just one little stream of glue works well. And I'll put that right down in place, and the only thing I have to do is just line it up with that bevel, and that will create a good flat surface for this to sit on. And then I'll take my nail gun again and shoot a couple of brad nails to hold it in place while the glue dries. Then I'll add the second foot in the same exact manner by putting a little bit of glue on there, making sure that it's aligned exactly where it needs to be, and then grab the nail gun and shoot in a couple of nails. And that will complete this project. A little bit of sanding and a little bit of paint will be all that's necessary. So in less than an hour, you can have that last-minute gift ready to go for the artist. I think this is going to be a real nice addition for the artist and the family. And here's how it's going to look when it's all set up, minus the paint. And this will give the artist the easy access to each of the pencils to be able to choose the right one for the project that they're working on. I want to thank everybody for watching this quick video today, because I know there's a lot of people out there still trying to get that last minute gift idea and made for that special someone. So I really appreciate you watching this video. I hope it helped you out to be able to make that last minute Christmas gift. And if you did, by all means, give me a thumbs up. And don't forget, hit that little subscribe button down there and the bell notification, because I do have several other videos that I'm going to get out before the end of the year. And you're not going to want to miss these videos. And so for now, bye-bye. I look forward to seeing you in the shop real soon.